The Philadelphia 76ers have the opportunity to shock everybody in this upcoming NBA draft after being awarded the number 3 overall pick the other night in the NBA draft lottery. All eyes are on the Sixers now. It has been known for months that number 1 and number 2 will be Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper. The draft really starts at 3, and Ace Bailey has been the main guy discussed, the number 1 kind of favorite to go to the Sixers at this number 3 spot. But if you do a quick scroll of the timeline on Twitter, he is one polarizing prospect. It's either guys love him or guys hate him. So the 76ers, what camp are they in? Do they go with the Ace Bailey route, or do they shock everyone and take somebody else? That's what we're going to talk about here today. There is a bevy of guards out there on the table, and even one big man that the Philadelphia 76ers could consider. But according to a mock draft from USA Today, they decided not to go with the forward out of Rutgers and Ace Bailey, but instead a freshman guard out of Baylor by the name of VJ Edgecomb, who certainly is going to be in play and in discussion. But I think at this stage of the game, that would be a shocking selection to pass on Ace Bailey, just because of the nature of the prospect that he was. Sure, they didn't have a great overall team season this past year at Rutgers. But still, I think it's a very intriguing prospect, and he's been the guy right behind Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper this entire time. But for them to go VJ Edgecomb, the shooting guard here out of Baylor at number 3, according to this mock draft, I think that would shock everyone. It says he's a wing here. I think he's just more so kind of an off-ball guard, maybe kind of picture like a Jaylen Brown type of position. 6'5", 19 years old. You just kind of read a little blurb about him here. After a strong performance for the Bahamas during the Olympic qualifiers last year, if you remember seeing that on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, you name it, his athleticism pops off the screen. VJ Edgecomb became a name to watch for scouts and evaluator. At the start of the NCAA season, he showed a lot of promise as a defensive player, though that slowed down a bit as his freshman campaign progressed. However, while at Baylor, he also showed promise as a scorer. The Big 12 Freshman of the Year joined Cooper Flagg, as the only first-year college player with 30 dunks and 3-pointers recorded this past season. For a team to draft Edgecomb this high, they will hope that his jumper eventually becomes more consistent once he has found his groove in the NBA. So when it goes back to the main kind of point and main discussion of passing on Ace Bailey, I think at this stage of the game, recording this on May 15th, that would be a shocking move, just because of his overall talent, ability, and fit on this upcoming Sixers roster, because you could roll out a starting 5 next year of Tyrese Maxey, McCain, Paul George, Ace Bailey, and Joel Embiid. And when that's a healthy starting 5, that's a pretty damn talented starting 5. And you can say all you want about Ace Bailey, whether you're not a believer in his, tough shot making. He takes too many tough shots. He doesn't have a good enough handle. Not locked in on the defensive end. He is a talented prospect. 6'8", 6'9" wings don't just fall, out of the sky and allow with his ability to score the ball. He had multiple 20-point outings this year, 37-point outing against Indiana. Shot the 3 ball really well. He lit it up at the combine the other day too. He's a perfect fit on the Sixers roster, and I think he's a situation too where if he goes to a team like a Charlotte or a team like a Washington, and he has the ball in his hands a ton at the beginning, you're going to see a lot of those kind of flaws pop up from this past year at Rutgers. And outside of Dylan Harper, that was a terrible Rutgers basketball team if you tuned in and watched them this year. Guys like you and me were out there, future insurance salesmen pretty much, accountants, whatever you want to name them, were out there playing alongside Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper. You put them on a poor team, a poor franchise like the Wizards, like the Hornets, you could see more of the same kind of flaws pop up. But for him to go to the Sixers, he's probably the 4th or 5th scoring option next season. And over time, he can develop into that, number 2, number 3 guy behind Embiid, behind Maxey, whatever the dominoes begin to fall over these next few seasons. But Ace Bailey being there and the fit on the roster, I think it makes too much sense at this stage of the game. So it would be a pretty shocking move to take a guy like VJ Edgecomb, who I'm high on, a talented player. But when you get the combination of talent and fit with an Ace Bailey, and he's still on the board there at number 3, I'm taking him over VJ Edgecomb at this stage of the game. We'll see over the next month if anything else kind of crazy transpires that would maybe sway my opinion, but I think it would be a shocking move to go with VJ Edgecomb at this stage over a player like Ace Bailey. When you look at Edgecomb in his freshman year at Baylor, 2024-2025 All-Big 12 team, was the Big 12 All-Freshman first team and the 24-25 Big 12 Rookie of the Year. Averaged 15 points, 5.6 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 44% about from the field and 34% from 3. That kind of swing trade, as we talk about a lot, and you can bring up 10 NBA draft prospects. The The swing trade is 7 or 8 times out of 10. It's that jump shot. It's whether or not that jump shot comes around. He's an athletic freak, jumps out of the gym, able to get to the rim, create on his own. But is he able to kind of consistently catch and shoot and knock down threes? On the Sixers team, with guys like Tyrese Maxey and McCain playmaking with the ball in his hands, is he able to just kind of spot up and make some threes? Or is he going to be a guy that you turn to and give the ball to? A lot of his comparisons are kind of Victor Oladipo. You remember him coming out, and he was not a late bloomer, but he certainly took his time to develop and become a really good, really strong NBA player. Does VJ Edgecomb kind of fit that same profile? Does he have that kind of work ethic in him? Remains to be seen. Can he get that jump shot to come around? But he's got stuff that you can't teach in terms of athleticism and just raw ability. And you're sitting there at number 3. You want to have him as kind of a long-term option with McCain, Tyrese Maxey, and then hopefully Quentin Grimes back as well. That becomes a pretty crowded backcourt as well, though, when you kind of put all those things together. So another reason why, Daryl Morey has been out there on the forefront saying, we're going to take the best player available. We're not going to let, the roster needs, the roster fit dictate. So if they view a guy like VJ Edgecomb over Ace Bailey, okay, then they're going to pick him. But if you put both of them together in terms of fit, in terms of talent, in terms of best player available, in terms of what this roster needs, they need that elite scoring wing, elite kind of forward on that's able to put the ball in their hands and go and score. We talked about it for a couple weeks now with Paul George. The Ace Bailey pick is a little bit of a redemption ability to kind of redeem that mistake. Sure, we'll see if Paul George is able to bounce back in year 2, but something tells me it's going to look a lot more like year 1 than it did the past 3 or 4 years with the Clippers for Paul George. So when you're able to take a guy like Ace Bailey and his talent and his fit on this roster too, that's something that is very intriguing for the Sixers and Sixers fans, I think. You go with the route to a guy like VJ Edgecomb, or if a guy like Trey Johnson is more of your kind of bread and butter, who's a better shooter, a better shot creator right now, but might not be necessarily the same type of athlete, then it becomes, a little bit of a question. But I think the Sixers are going to kind of fully go through the process. It sounds like Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse might already have their mind made up. Like he said, all right, everyone, Nick Nurse said the other day, all right, we all know who's going number 1, Cooper Flagg. We're going to have an option of the 2 guys we like the most next, whether it's Dylan Harper, and if he doesn't go to the Spurs, I'd say a 95% chance, or somebody trades up and he's the number 2 pick. And then who's your 3rd guy? Is it Ace Bailey? Is it VJ Edgecomb? Is it Trey Johnson? But the Sixers do have the opportunity to shock everyone because I think at this stage of the game, right now in the draft process, the guy that you're looking at probably is Ace Bailey for all those reasons kind of that I listed and that I laid out. When you look at the big board, and the rest of the kind of prospects that could be in the mix. Con Knipple, that would be another one that would be shocking. Saw John Fanta from Fox Sports put out a mock draft yesterday that had the Sixers taking Malawach. Trey Johnson, Derek Queen. I think Derek Queen is probably the lowest you go on this board. Yakachonis and Jeremiah Fears I don't think are going to be in the ballpark there for the Sixers. But any of those players, 3 through 8, I think there's a legitimate case, a legitimate argument that the Sixers could be in the mix for any of those guys. So we're going to have plenty of time over the next few months, over the next month, basically and a half. Plenty of rumors, plenty of reports to come out and break down. But I think it would be a shocking move if they do go with another guard in VJ Edgecomb when you can get a guy to fill kind of a position of need in the front court for you, a long-term option, hopefully alongside Tyrese Maxey, give him that potential elite scoring wing to pair with him as they go forward and the development of Jared McCain continues. But when you look at these teams in the Eastern Conference Finals, Eastern Conference semifinals with the Knicks and Mikal Bridges and OG. Jason Tatum, I know, just got injured, but him on the wing as well. You need those kind of elite wings. Is Ace Bailey ever going to develop into that? No, but I do think there's a chance that he doesn't. There's a chance that he falls short. Those are very good, high-level, max contract level players for a reason. But at the same time, when's the next time you're going to be picking 3 again? I think when you're up here, you take a swing for the fences, and I think the flashes of elite basketball that you've seen out of Ace Bailey, you take that over a chance on another kind of guard here in VJ Edgecomb in a crowded backcourt. I'm going to kind of hang my hat on. I'm going to take the 6'8", 6'9" scoring wing that has all the potential in the world, all the athleticism in the world, and his best basketball might be ahead of him. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Would VJ Edgecomb be a shocking pick to you, or is that a pick that you're rooting for? Are you in or out on Ace Bailey? He seems to be such a polarizing player right now, but we'll have plenty of videos and draft reports coming out over the next month and a half. As always, please keep it locked here on Sixers Digest. Like, subscribe, and we'll be talking to you next time.